Hey y'all, Techie Tips here with the final video, or what should be the final video of our login system. Um, in this video, we should actually be getting ready to code our website. And the first thing we got to do is actually make our website containing folder. So we want to go to our XAMPP file, which mine's in my downloads. XAMPP. I think mine's right here. Yeah, right there. XAMPP. And then we want to go to our htdocs. When we go to our htdocs, you want to go down, click on right click, new folder, or come up here and click new folder. And then you want to name that one login system. I'm just going to name mine login. So you can name yours login. And there's nothing there. So we need to go create our files that is going to be in there. So our first one's going to be saved as that's my old one. Downloads. XAMPP. htdocs. That's awkward. Wrong one. It should be the one. No, we're using that one. Alright, so there's our folder. We want to name this one index, and we don't want to name it home, we want to name it index, because when we like if I say I want to go to like I go localhost and then log in, it will be the first thing it's going to look for is index, our index page. So it's automatically set to look for the index.php page or the index.html, or it's going to automatically look for the file named index. So we want to go ahead and save it as index.php. And when I refresh this, it should just come up blank because it did find that page, but it's not going to show it up here because it's just going to automatically load that page. You can also access it by going to index.php. It's going to do the exact same thing. In this one, we are actually going to do a lot of HTML on this page. So you want to go ahead and get your normal tags. I apologize if I am a slow typer. I am trying to make sure I get it all correct. This head tag is not needed really for this tutorial, except to put a title in. I'm going to call it login system, or login tut. That's what we'll do it. And then we want to make our body tags. And then inside our body tags, this is where all of our nice little creative, or all the stuff will be printed off, like our elements and stuff inside our page. First thing we want to do is we want to make two form tags, one that opens the form and one that closes the form. And then we want to make a label. Go ahead and copy that, because we will need two labels. The first one will be email, and then the second one will be password, and then the next one we will need an input type equals text. This is going to be a text box so our user can type in their email, and our name is going to be email. And the reason why our name is going to be email so our form can actually talk to our PHP. When we submit our form, it's going to post it off to our login page to verify our credentials and stuff like that. It's in the identifier of the post is going to be email. So I'll explain it later, but you'll be able to see it. And then I'm not going to put a placeholder in this one. Alright. You can put a placeholder just by going placeholder equals email, or something like that. Since mine's already there, I'm just going to leave it there. And then I'm going to copy and paste that and enter. And we want to change this one to password. Password, which when you do input type equals password, it will actually change the text you type into those little black dots you see. So that would be actually pretty cool. Password for our name, so we can differentiate from name, our email name, and our name of password. And then we want to change our placeholder from email to password. So you want to go up here and click that one, save all, or that one, because you only have one open. I normally do that when I'm working on multiple pages, so everything I've done saves all at once, so I don't run into any problems. And then realize later on that, oh hey, I forgot to save that page, and that's why that's not working. So just go up here, refresh the page, or click enter, and then oh look, we got our email labels, our labels, email and password, and then we got our text boxes with the placeholder of email and password. That's pretty cool, and it differentiates between the type of characters it uses. The next thing we need to input, our input is a submit button. So type input is and the type of that input is submit, and then value. This value, it's just what that button says. So if I just do like nothing, it's just gonna come up with a blank submit. Yeah, submit query. That's what it's just gonna say. Well, it's not going anywhere, but we want to change what that says. So we want to put value, and then we want login, and that will change that submit query to login. That's the, oh no, we actually got to put our action in. So our action is what we want it to do after that submit button is called, or once we click that submit. And our action is going to be login.php, and then the method, which is how it's going to send that information that the user just put in there to the next page. Well, we want to put it as a post, and make sure this is capitalized. I'm not really sure why. I haven't really found out what's the difference, but just make sure it's capitalized, so it's definitely going to work. So we got our index page, and it's going to, when we click this, it will want to post out to our login.php. Well, we haven't created our login.php page, so it will say object not found. So what we want to do is we want to open up our notepad and add another file, save it as login.php, save. So the first thing we want to do is open up PHP, our PHP tags, so our server knows that, hey, we're going to be doing some PHP calls. The first thing we want to do is we want to identify our MySQL link, which with the variable of link, which equals MySQLi connect, and it's going to connect to localhost with the username of root and then the password, my password was YouTube, and then the next the database we want to be getting into is login system, which I think yep, login system, cool. And then we want to do or die MySQL error and dot MySQL error underscore. Okay. And then we're gonna do an if statement to make sure that our link is set. So if is set link, that's gonna fire off this, whatever code we have in here is gonna fire off, and then whatever code we have in here will fire off. So echo 1. There we go. Alright. So let's make sure we don't get an echo of 1. Oh, on line 4 it's unexpected. So here. I forgot that last container. There we go. Everything should work now. On line 10. I forgot my semicolon. So we're actually having a problem with connecting. So let's go back and check our I forgot that S and login and system. I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. Oh well. Okay, so we got no errors, which means I try to fire off this code here, which there is no code. That's why we ended up with a blank page. So the next thing you want to do is we want to grab our information. So we want to make a variable email, which is equal to the post value of email, and hold on, and then this text right here is the name of the input field you're trying to grab from. So email, the name of the email is post email, and then you want to do password, the actually variable password, and then you want to do post value password. Alright, cool. So normally I sanitize my passwords and stuff, but I'm not doing any security in this tutorial, so normally I like sanitize each of these down to like the last keystroke or whatever, and I'm not gonna show you guys this until some later tutorials. This will actually work to show you guys how to set up a working login system, other than some other minor tweaks here and there. So we actually want to do an SQL variable, which is going to be our first MySQL query with select, and then the star is a symbol for all, and we're going to do select all from user where email is equal to email, our variable email, and password. And remember, we actually capitalized our email and password, so we need to state that we capitalized those, or our columns won't be found. Equals to our variable of password. Hands are getting tired. Alright, we want to limit that 1. It should only find 1, but we just want to go ahead and limit that 1, so it's quicker. It'll just grab the first result and keep going. It won't look back. So you want to do query, or a variable query of equal to, what did I do? things are beeping at me. Alright, cool. Of MySQL underscore query link, so we can link to that database perfectly. And then we want to grab that order, our SQL order, to tell it what to do. And then we want to do count that with num rows. And we're going to create a num rows variable. And then we're going to do MySQL num rows. We're going to do query. And then we want to fetch that data from that returned area of our database. So we're going to fetch array. And then we're going to do query. Again. So that should be pretty much all of our queries and stuff from our MySQL or our MySQL stuff, and talking to our PHP. I mean our database. So we want to do our if else statement. In our else, we will have an error of 2, or we're gonna echo error. Echo is basically printing out on the page error user is not in database. There we go. And then this one should be link to database is not working. Alright, cool. So we want to make sure our num rows variable is equal to 1. So we want to do num rows, call our variable is double equal to 1. And when it says it's double equal to 1, it will say, oh, okay, let's run this code now. And it will ignore echo error user is not in database. But if num rows is not equal to 1, it's going to say error user is not in database. The reason why we're saying 1 is equal to 1 because we're limiting it to 1 return for our information. So the next if else statement will be our actual login. So where the actual login happens. So we're going to do email is equal to triple equal to fetch result 1 and variable password triple equal to fetch result 2. And when I say result 2, that means the second the return, because we're getting all that data back from the database. So it returns an array. What an array is, it puts it into like a container of information, and to access that information, it gives it automatic values of 1 starting at 0 all the way down. So we have 3 fields in this database. So it starts at 0, which is our ID for our user, and then we have fetch, which is our email for that user, and then we have fetch, fetch 1, which is the email for that user, and then we have password, or our password is fetch 2. So we want to make sure those are equal to for those users, and then we want to set some more variables. Em, another way to say email, or Basically, variables don't have to be, can be whatever kind of letters you want as long as you remember what they mean. So we're going to make an email equals fetch1, and then we're going to make a pass, or ID actually, we're going to store that ID into some succession variables and stuff like that. Should have done it from 0 to 1. And then we have our pass variable, which is actually our password from the database. Alright, so cool. We're actually going to want to set some cookies. This is actually going to be quite confusing actually. So we're going to set our cookie for our ID. The name is going to be ID. The value is going to be ID, our variable ID, and then it's going to last time plus 1 minute times an hour times 24 hours, or no, 1 minute times 60 minutes times 24 hours times 7 days. And then I'm not sure what this means, so we'll just go ahead and blank this stuff out. And then our last value will be true. Then we're going to want to go ahead and copy 2 more of these. And our second one is going to be email. And then the value is going to be EM. And then we're going to have password, our cookie password. And then the value is going to be password. And that's our cookie setting. We're going to set some session variables. So, and to set a session variable, we do money sign underscore session. And the difference between a cookie and a session is a cookie will actually stay on this person's, the user's computer when they close down the browser. A session will automatically be deleted. So that way the user can leave their computer logged in and say, oh yeah, when they go back to our website, they're automatically logged in through our cookies. And that's what the login system does. It will actually or the logout script does. It kills our cookies and our sessions all at once. And if it fails, it sends them back to their user page. And so we're going to make our session password. Equals the variable pass. And then let's go ahead and copy that. We're going to make our session email equal EM for our email that we got from our database. So after that, after we set all that stuff, our page is going to say welcome user, welcome user to your home page, your user page or something like that. If this actually fails, it's going to basically say password and email do not match. Hack. It could have been a hack attempt right here. Because it should have already found. It shouldn't have even gotten to this point if through these inserts. So I think that should be a hack attempt, but we'll go ahead and put some question marks around that. So let's save that, and we'll go test it out because there should be errors hopefully, so we can go ahead and fix those. So we want to go to localhost login index. So we're going to type in our user1 into our box, add example.com, add YouTube 55. So we're actually experiencing some issues right now. So it's telling me our user is not in database, but we have some warnings. It's saying MySQL num rows expects one parameter to be MySQL result boolean given, which means it returned a true false. It returned actually a false problem or query when it ran this. So there's an issue between between here, or I typed in my password wrong, or I typed in one of my credentials wrong. User1 at example.com, capital YOUTUBE 55, log in. So yeah, there's a problem talking from between here and here, which is actually cool because I can work through trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Oh, that's what's wrong with it. When we did our SQL instructions, instead of our table being user, we actually named that users. So it's not trying to find that database. It's trying to find the user database, in which it's actually named users. So go ahead and fix that little typo, and we should actually be fine. Go ahead and back out to our login page and type in your password for user1, which mine is YouTube55. And hey, welcome user to your user page. That's pretty cool. In my next tutorials, I'll show you how to advance our user page and other stuff with this login system, and this will be the basis of our login system again. It was pretty fun to make this tutorial for you guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe all 3 videos, please. Or yeah, comment and rate on all 3 videos. Get me out there, because it's a brand new channel that I'm creating. So thank you all. Have a nice day.